Okay, welcome back to the Firepreneurship Show, everybody. This is part 2 of the reviews dossier. This time, we're going to be talking about how to boost reviews. So if you remember last time, we talked about why they're important and what they mean to potential customers and clients. This time, we're going to talk about how you can make them better for your business. So we're going to go over a little bit what the blog article talks about, as well as some additional strategies that Dana has experienced. Hey, Dana, how's it going? Thanks for joining again.
Doing great. Thanks for having me.
Ready? Aim, fire. As I mentioned before in the introduction, we're going to kind of go over a brief overview of the article, but then we're going to talk about some further strategies. So if you want to get a holistic view of this topic, then I would recommend consuming both the blog article and this episode on the podcast. The article talks about how a lot of times when we think about boosting our reviews, we immediately think about the customer or client, and that is a great way to look at it. But we, in the article, look into it even deeper. How can we make our customers happy in a deeper sense? We're going to explore how in the article, it explores how we make our employees happy, how we have a good environment in our business, and that will promote great treatment toward your customers and clients, and therefore great reviews.
Yeah, we've had, through the 36 years, we've had lots of different cultures. Hopefully, most of it has been good, but every once in a while, we've had some problems. So it's important to, to learn from those experiences and, continue to improve in your relationships with your employees. And one of those things to make sure that you hire slow and fire fast, meaning make sure you really vet potential employees and make sure that you really feel like this is someone that's going to fit well and that you would like to work with because you feel like, well, they're going to treat the customer well. They're just very pleasant and good people. And then make sure that you work with them to resolve problems and pay them well. And we can kind of get into trouble by saying, let them, fire fast. What we really mean is don't continue to hang on once you know that, you've done everything that you can and you can't resolve the problem. It's best for them to help them move down the road to find something that they would rather do, and it's better for your business.
Yeah, definitely. You need to make sure you get to that solution, whatever it may be, whether that be firing the person or some other solution like moving them to a different position or incentives or whatever it may be that will make them happy. That is the solution you need to get to as fast as possible. And that's what we mean by fire fast, as you were saying, Dana. There's the saying of people are dump trucks. What we are feeling on the inside, we tend to dump on somebody else. A lot of times, employees, when they're not necessarily happy for one reason or another, they sometimes will dump that onto customers and or clients, and that can obviously cause a bad experience for the customer or client. And so that's why the article talks about this in such great detail, is we need to avoid those confrontations where the employee kind of takes out their frustration or whatever on the customer or client. Obviously, as everything goes in our lives, we can only work on ourselves. We can't really work on other people. So that said, we can help our employees feel comfortable and be happy in their environment. But at the same time, we can't do too much to help those customers or clients not be quote unquote dump trucks onto us. And that unfortunately happens as well. So we just need to focus on ourselves, focus on the internal side of the business, and make sure we're doing everything in our power to make the customer or client happy. And there's always a solution to every problem. And we all just need to be willing to explore the situation and get to that resolution. And it kind of also ties into the hire slow, fire fast with customers as well in a little bit of a different twist, where you want to come to the solution as quick as possible with that same concept. And you also want to be careful if you have like a constant relationship with the customer or client. I guess that would actually be a client. Then you want to make sure that you're careful with the people that you're bringing into the business.
It's kind of a tricky thing. You just want to make sure that, you do your very best. Customers just want a company that takes ownership, that you are actively searching for a solution to their concerns, their problems. And it could be as simple as, I'm sure sorry that happened. What can we do to make it right? And then listening to them very carefully and bending over backwards to resolve the problem. Sometimes we think, well, we're going to lose money to me, it's worth it in the long run to have that attitude and really help people out. If after you've gone through that whole process and you still feel like, we're going to continue to disappoint this customer, then you could, in our business, you can, not contact them in the future so that they don't continue as your customer. Other, industries, you can't do that.
Yeah, so I really like what you were saying there. Well, I liked all of it, obviously, but a key thing that you said there is you need to make sure that the customer is understood and listened to. Something that I've learned in my experience of customer service is that where the customer needs to be listened to, they need to know that they're understood, and they need to know that they're going to be taken care of. I love what you said there, where you said, what can we do to make this better? So yeah, we need to own up to our mistakes, as we mentioned in the past episode, and just find ways to make things right. It doesn't really matter at the end of the day what the customer or client did wrong. The only thing that you can control, as I was saying before, is yourself. So you can make up for your mistakes and make those right, and hopefully you'll end up with a good taste in your mouth for the customer or client, and they will end up with the same for you and your business. So yeah, definitely we need to make sure that we're open and willing to resolve any issues that may come up. And something that we wanted to add in here is we need to make sure that we're doing that before the customer goes to any type of reviewing process, meaning like going to Google reviews or Yelp or whatever it may be, Facebook. Let that person, I guess, vent to you. That fits into the part of listening to them, understanding them, and then find a solution for them. And then hopefully obviously the goal there is to have them going away with an attitude of, this business really cares for me. They're obviously not perfect. Nobody is. So they made this mistake, but because they're willing to work with me and they care about me as a person, as a customer client, then I like this company and I'm going to let everybody know about it. So this is a great way to boost your ratings, because you're preventing the negative reviews and turning them into positive reviews. If done correctly, then that can be the end result.
Yeah. So then, talking about hiring smart, even though, we're talking about customers, using that whole thing of hire smart and or hire slow and fire quickly. I think the most important part of hiring customers, meaning marketing, is make sure that they have realistic expectations. So talking about your guarantee in a way that's very clear and helps the customer know exactly what they can expect, so that you don't have, heartburn or problems. You can fulfill that guarantee easily, and then you can go above and beyond so that they're very pleased with your company. Some things that you don't, at least one thing or some things that you don't talk about as part of the service, but that you do to pleasantly surprise them and really tell them that they made a great decision when they chose you as their company.
Yeah, I tell you what, feeling let down is a really big reason for people to end up being frustrated and leave bad reviews. And I say that from my experience as a customer to other businesses, and also trying to deal with customers that were let down. And there's something that you can learn all over the place, but I specifically learned it from you, Dad, is the concept of you promise less than what you're going to deliver and over deliver, and that sets the expectations lower than what you can actually deliver, and then they're pleasantly surprised by your over delivery. That obviously is the flip side of being let down. You're impressing them, and that will bring on some good reviews as well as other concepts that we've talked about. But so yeah, make sure your customers' expectations are accurately set so that they're not being let down and that they're being impressed. I really like that concept for sure. So Dad, why don't we go ahead and turn it over to you for a minute here, and you can talk about some strategies you've used over the years of working and running Turf Plus, and maybe you can talk about some strategies that didn't work so well, or strategies that actually worked quite well and you'd like to share with our audience.
Probably the best is anytime that a customer calls in and is very pleased, we invite them to leave a review. And, sometimes it is work to leave a review, and we'll send them an email so they can easily have a link or a text. We do both. So you want to make it simple. But even that, they have to take the time. Sometimes we give an incentive. One of them was to give them a free bug barricade, which is pest control around the exterior of their home to kill those ants that are outside of their their home around the foundation. And that seemed to work very well. We got even more people that we knew that they were pleased with the service anyway. Another thing that we've done is back when we used paper, we would have a section down at the bottom where they would quickly just rate us, and then they would leave something that they liked about the service and something that proven. So just simple, just 3 little questions, the rating, and we got quite a few. Not everyone wants to spend the time to do that, but it helped give us good feedback so that we could improve the service. And even though it wasn't a Google review, if you have a great service, to me is the most important part of getting good reviews is just be a great company and always be improved so that, you're review worthy and people just have great experience. And they'll either give you a Google review, or when they're talking about talking to neighbors or friends or family, they'll share the news and let other people know about it. And that word of mouth will help tremendously.
So reaching out to those that are happy and letting them know that you would appreciate a review to let other people know that they're happy with your company.
Just one quick note on negative reviews. Very, very important to take that seriously and be quick in your response to them and take ownership. Do whatever you can to resolve it, obviously within reason. But to me, it's money well spent to either mitigate or completely turn an unhappy situation around. They can turn out your best friends, your best supporters. And because, they had a problem and you fixed it and you did it in a very professional and a very kind way. Make sure that your method of reviewing is simple. Don't make it complex. Try to leave or give open-ended questions so that they can give whatever feedback they want to give. And, it may not cover every part of your business, but if they're giving you a good rating, what to keep doing or what to improve in, to me, that's a win. You'll get feedback that will help you be a great company and continue to improve. Yeah, just a word of encouragement there. Every day we buy a lot of products and services. People want to buy. They want to spend their money. If we offer good quality service or good quality product that people want and just treat them well the way we want to be treated, we will be successful. We'll be able to earn a living, take care of our family, and retire early and, become financially independent if we just, treat people well and work hard.
We would love to hear from you. If you would like, you could leave a comment on our blog post for this episode. You can find that at firepreneurship.com/25. Or if you would like to be featured on this podcast, you can send us an email with a voice recording and title that email Podcast Voicemail. We will review it and we may include it in a future episode. We look forward to hearing from you. Our mission at firepreneurship.com is to help people like you achieve FIRE, financial independence, retire early, through entrepreneurship. We offer educational materials like this podcast, but most of all, we offer outsourcing services to help you automate the business you started to bring you financial independence so you can focus on what you love the most about running your business, or if you want, step away from your autonomous business altogether and retire early. Thank you for listening to this edition of the Firepreneurship Show. To show our appreciation, we've created a page full of helpful resources for you and your business. To access it, visit firepreneurship.com/resources. Again, that's firepreneurship.com/resources. It's time we signed our own Declaration of Financial Independence.